the day, and today we'll be testing a cannabis sample using the LightLab Anylizer, and this is part of the Supervisory Management course at Mines Institute. So, from last class, we did talk about the different components of the testing equipment and how and their functions. So we did talk about the waste bottle, which will collect any waste from the machine, and this is our solvent bottle. We also have our grinder, and this grinder is to ensure that the cannabis sample is cut in the smallest possible part for better analyzation. This is the column, and this column have the ability to detect different cannabinoids, and we can do a minimum of 25 tests from this. We also have our filter, and this is to ensure that no solid particles enter in the machine, which would cause blockage. However, if it is blocked, it can be flushed and the blockage removed. We also have our shaker, and definitely we have various cannabis samples that can be tested. So with this machine, it was purchased in the United States, and it's also sold in Canada, and it's calibrated at international standard and have the ability to test ganja and hemp. And what we say ganja is, anyone remember from last class what we say ganja is?
Anything to make it high.
Anybody else?
Greater than 1% THC content.
Very good. While hemp is cannabis with THC content below 1%. Alright? So from this machine, we have the ability to test CBD, THC, CBN, and various other cannabinoids. And the objective, the overall objective of this presentation will be, at the end, you should be able to prepare a cannabis sample, you should be able to test a dry cannabis sample, and also to analyze a sample to determine if this sample is ganja or hemp. Alright? So first, as you can see the setup, we are already set up the machine and ready for our first testing. We'll also need some volunteer. Yes, sir?
I'll come to volunteer.
Right. You definitely will need to wear a gloves to ensure we reduce on any possible contamination. So here is your grinder and pipette, and I want you to select a sample. Alright, so once the sample is selected and placed in the grinder, then you'll go ahead and press it, and you'll get it grind. Very good. So let's look at it now.
Oh.
Can it go in finer than that?
Well, we just need to grind it a little longer. Definitely you can do the honors. How is that? Alright, very good.
So yes, sir. Remember you're trying to grind it so that it can interact
With the solvent.
Okay.
Very good. So from this sample, we'll be selecting anywhere from 0.25 grams to 0.275 grams for the testing. So here is our scale, properly calibrated. This is a weight, and this weight measure 10 grams. So once you place the weight on the scale, as you can see, 10 grams. Anyone see anything different?
No, it's a 10 grams, sir.
Very good. So that's 10 grams. We want to take out our test tube, place it on the scale, zero the scale, and we're gonna measure out anywhere from 0.25 to 0.275. Alright.
0.04.
So that's 0 point, what is that?
256. 5.
255 grams. Good. So once we measure the sample, we're gonna add 30 milliliters of the solvent with a new syringe. And all these are single-use equipment, which means we use them only once
Why?
to prevent any cross-contamination. Alright, so that's 10. So we want how much?
30.
30. So that's 30. Make sure that it is properly secure. We can also label it with this with the name. So this is sample 1. And then we will place it on the shaker. Right? So but before so this is the process of preparing a sample. So now we're gonna input the sample data inside the machine. And this machine have the ability to test plants, concentrate, and edibles.
Okay.
Alright.
So we can put my rice and chicken in it and tempt rice and chicken.
Yes. And this can tell if that rice or this chicken have a cannabis sample.
Okay.
So if your chicken or if your cookie is laced with cannabis, then this machine have the ability to tell it. So this is a plant sample. So first we're gonna select plant. Then it's a dry sample.
Let's try.
Dry. We're gonna do a quantitative test because we already know the measurement of our sample.
Oh, okay.
So quantitative. We're gonna now put in the sample information. Where you get the sample, any information that you have about this sample. So this sample was purchased in Kingston, so we're gonna put in Kingston. Alright, so Kingston, and we put in the strain or the cultivar. We don't sure what this strain is, so we're gonna call it sample 1. So this is sample number 1. And the operator today is yours truly, Recordo Ryan, so we just put in the initial there. Alright. So this will now ask you about the preparation of the sample, which we have already done. We have already tiered the scale, we have already cut the sample size, and now we're gonna input the sample size inside the machine. And what you said the sample size was?
0.255 grams.
255 grams. Very good. Then we'll add the solvent as the machine required. However, we already do those things. So we're gonna shake this for 3 minutes. So we're gonna shake this sample for 3 minutes to ensure that it's properly mixed with the solvent. You hear the beep?
Yeah.
Alright, so which means the shaking period is completed. Now look at the sample.
Okay. So it's no longer clear, it's green.
So it's properly mixed. Alright, so now in following the necessary instruction, we're gonna place a sample filter and the filter port. Can you assist?
Sample N.
Right.
Put it on top.
You need to remove the cup. So we already placed on the sample filter. So that's it. Then we're gonna turn it to the left as instructed. Wonderful. And then the next instruction is to
Fill syringe with about 4 ml of extracted sample.
right. So
Big G's on. 4 ml is right here.
always remember to secure your remaining sample. Just in case we have a faulty result, you don't want it to lose this
Okay.
until you have completed the test. Then go ahead, connect it to the sample port.
Let's proceed.
Yes. Then we're gonna input 3 ml of sample.
I'm bringing it down to 1.
Alright, very good. Thank you very much. Come around this side now. The next instruction is to everything is outlined here.
Set valve to position R.
And here is position R. So set to position R. Yes, you can try it all the way around. Yes, all the way around. All the way around. Good. So yes, that's it. Then you'll press start. So here now, this sample was inputted in the machine, and after 8 minutes, you'll be able to get the reading. And here you can see it's analyzing the sample. We also have a QR code here, so you can scan it and you can get the sample information from this QR code also. So we're gonna wait for 8 minutes, and then after the 8 minutes, we'll see what the result will be. So this here, after this result, we'll know if this sample is actually ganja or hemp. Alright. So here now, the sample has been analyzed. So to see the reading, if you notice here, you have a 1-to-1. So this means it has some amount of CBD and some amount of THC, a close relation. So here we're going to look at the specific outline. So look at it now. This sample have 8.8% THC.
Whoa, is that good?
And yes. So this is a medical ganja, in other words. So it have CBD in it, which is 10.2%, and it also have THC, which is 8.8%. So from this, we'll share this result so we can send it to the email. And once you send it to the email, then you can print it, and then you will see the entire outline of the sample.
Okay.
So, and you can also analyze it from here. So look at it now. CBDA, 7%, THCA, which is 3.3, and this is because this cannabis sample has been aging. So that's why you have so much THCA, the acid form.
Okay.
So the THC is being broken down. So other cannabinoids that wasn't detected in this sample are all these: CBG, CBN, CBC, delta 8, THC, and it have a low terpene profile. And the terpene is actually what gives the plant its smell. And because this has been aging for a while, then the smell is low.
Okay, I'm going to check.
Right. So
We're supposed to learn what again today?
So coming to the end of this presentation now, we should be able to effectively prepare a cannabis sample.
Yes. And we've ground it out, put it in the solvent, shake it.
Very well. Should also be able to conduct this test without supervision. So,
Yeah.
we all see what take place.
Yes, sir.
Is there anything that you think would cause a challenge?
No, because you taught us how to analyze the results as well. So you said 1% and above THC is ganja, and then 1% and less is hemp.
So from this sample, would you say this sample is ganja or is hemp?
It's ganja.
Very well. This is a ganja sample. So we have determined what this sample is.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So this concludes the end of the presentation. However, we're gonna do some more samples so everybody can get a chance to test an individual sample. And we have more here that we can test. And the objective of this presentation was met.
Okay. What will we do next week, sir?
So for next week, we'll be testing concentrate.
Okay.
So next week, so we test dry flowers this week. Next week, we're gonna test some cannabis oil
Okay.
to determine if it's ganja oil or hemp oil. Thank you very much for your participation, and I hope
We learned something.
you learned something.
Yes,
And
yes, sir.
come back next week with more questions.
Well,
sir.
you have more answers.
Thank you very much.